Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Treats with Michaela, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make white chocolate cupcakes. So there should be white chocolate icing and chocolate cupcakes. So in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make it. So let's just get started. So I'm going to start out by saying that there is a lot of ingredients. So I will try to put them in the description for you guys because it's a lot and I don't want to show them all in this video because that will make this video super long. So I'm just going to go as I go and you guys can look at the description and you guys can see the ingredients down there in the description. So check that out if you guys want to be able to make these cupcakes. So the first thing you guys will want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and 177 degrees Celsius. And you also want to get out a 12-line muffin tin, a 12-count muffin pan to put your cupcakes in. So I have my 12-count muffin pan. Yeah, it's nothing much, but I have it out, and now we're going to move on to the next step. So now what we have to do is melt 2 ounces of semi-sweet baking chocolate and a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter. So I'm going to weigh out my chocolate on this scale. So I'm going to weigh out 2 ounces or 6 grams of quality semi-sweet baking chocolate, but right here instead of that I have this semi-sweet, what are they called? Chocolate morsels? That's what it says, but that's what I have, and I'm going to measure out 2 ounces or 6 grams of this. Okay, so I have 2 ounces of chocolate in here, and now I'm going to put half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, in, and it says to use unsalted butter, but all we have is salted butter, so I'm just going to use this. I don't think it will make much of a difference. We always really buy salted butter, so if it says unsalted butter, I always just use salted butter, and it doesn't really make a difference. So we're going to melt this in the microwave in 30-second increments. So we're going to melt it for 30 seconds, stir it together, and then melt it for 30 seconds again, and keep going back and forth. So I'm done melting that, and this is what it looks like. This is just the butter and the chocolate melted together. So this is what it should look like. Now in a medium-sized bowl, you want to add in a half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, a half teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. First, we are going to add in a half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. So here it is, and I'm just going to put it in. And then we're going to add in 3/4 of all-purpose flour, 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. Now a half teaspoon of baking soda. Remember, we don't want to get these confused. We're going to do a half teaspoon of baking soda, and then we're going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so now we're going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. Getting salt everywhere. But that is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So now I'm just going to whisk this all together until it's fully combined. So this is what it looks like, and we're just going to set this aside. So now we're going to add in 2 large eggs at room temperature into a large bowl. And remember, this has to be a separate bowl from the one you used before. So 2 large eggs into this separate bowl. So now we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of sugar. Let me get this out. Okay, so here is my 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to pour that in. Now I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So this is the 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now we are going to add into this bowl the last thing, which is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we are going to mix this together with this type of fork. You don't have to use this type of fork. You could use a whisk. You could use a normal fork or anything. I'm going to use this to mix this together until it's completely smooth. So I mixed this together, and now it says to add in your slightly cooled butter and chocolate and mix that until it's completely smooth. So I'm just going to add this in to the bowl, and then I'm going to mix it until it's completely smooth. So I'll see you guys when I'm done. So I mixed those 2 things together, and this is what it looks like so far. So now we need to pour a 1/2 cup of buttermilk, but we don't need to put this into our recipe yet because that doesn't go in yet. We're going to take our flour mixture and add some buttermilk, then some flour, and keep going until we get it completely in, and then we will be done with this mixture. So first, add a little bit of buttermilk and set that down. Stir it. Then add a little bit of our flour mixture and stir it. And keep doing that until it's completely combined. So guys, I am done with the batter, and this is what it looks like. So guys, now you want to put your mixture of cupcake batter into your pan in cupcake liners. But I didn't have any cupcake liners, so I'm using parchment paper instead. And so that's what you're going to do. I'll see you guys when I'm done filling them all up. Okay, so I'm done with these, and this is what it looks like. It doesn't look the best because I had to use parchment paper, but we are going to put this in the oven now for 18 minutes. And then we're going to start working on the icing. So the first step of making this icing is to take 2 sticks of butter. They have to be at room temperature, like softened to room temperature, which these have been sitting out for a while, so they're pretty, not melty, but pretty softened. So then you're just going to beat this in this bowl until it's completely done. So we are supposed to beat this for 1 minute, and then we're going to start adding in our powdered sugar. So I'm going to beat this for 1 minute, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. So now you have to turn your blender to a low speed and add in 2 cups of powdered sugar slowly as you're mixing. So mix, add a little bit, and then mix some more, and keep doing that until you're done with all your powdered sugar. So now you have to have 6 ounces of white chocolate. I ran out of white chocolate, so some of my 6 ounces is cookies and cream bar because we could not find any white chocolate at the store. So that's what I'm going to be using, but I also have just plain white chocolate. It's going to be mixed together, but that will be fine. And the beeping in the background is because the cupcakes are beeping, so we're going to see if they're ready once I put this in the microwave. Okay, so let's see if these are ready. We're going to take a hot pad and pull this out, and I'm going to take a toothpick. And now we are going to put our toothpick in the middle of one of the cupcakes, and if it comes out clean like this, then they're ready. So these are ready. I'm going to take them out. So right here we have our butter and powdered sugar mixed together, and right now I am melting our white chocolate in 30-second increments. So we have our melted white chocolate with a little bit of cookies and cream, and I'm just going to let this sit so it can cool a little bit. So you want it to be slightly cooled, then you're going to stir it, pour it into your bowl, and beat on a medium speed. So I will see you guys when I'm done with all of that. So I'm done mixing all that together, and now you want to add a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. You also want to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, so I'm just going to put that in there. And then you are going to need to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract to this, and then you're just going to turn the speed back to low and beat this all together until fully combined. So I am done with that, and this is what our mixture looks like for our icing. I'm just going to let that cool a little bit and let our cupcakes cool a little bit, and I will see you guys when it's time to ice the cupcakes. So my cupcakes are on a cooling thing, and they're ready to be iced. So I have my icing right here, and I have a bag that I am going to be using to put the icing on the cupcakes because I do not have a piping bag, so I'm going to be using this and cutting a hole into the corner. So what I'm going to do is take my icing, and I have a spatula here. I'm going to open up this bag, and I'm going to try to use the spatula to get the icing into the bag. So I'll see you guys when I'm done. So I have all my icing in this bag, and now I'm going to cut a hole into the corner of the bag. So now it's time to actually ice the cupcakes, which I'm going to try to do this homemade piping bag. I don't know how easy this is going to be. I feel like it's going to be pretty hard. But we're going to try to do this, even though it's looking pretty bad right now. We're going to try to do this on all of them. I made a little bit of a mess here. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to try to fix this up, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. I tried to fix it up as much as I can, but one tip for you guys, never just assume that icing cupcakes is easy if you haven't iced them before, because look at this. I don't know what that's supposed to be. They were supposed to be little swirlies, but that didn't end up working. So anyway, flavor is more important than looks, so I hope these taste good. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And go check out my other channel, Michaela Grace. I don't do baking on there, but if you guys don't really like to see baking, then go check out that channel. Also, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Bye!